Hey everybody, my name is Chris, you're watching Park Pass, and right behind me is Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. We need to talk about what they did to Jessica Rabbit and why. Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. We need to talk about this attraction. It's really fun, it's a great attraction, but most kids don't even know who Roger Rabbit is or what happened. This had a massive cultural influence on Disney. The ride is currently closed, so I'm talking about a little history, and then we'll go in and show you what they've done to Jessica Rabbit. It's kind of crazy. All right. In June 2nd, 1988, Roger Rabbit opened as a movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And when it opened up, it was explosive. People loved it. It was like this. It was a huge cultural thing. People loved Roger Rabbit. They loved Jessica Rabbit. Christopher Lloyd played Judge Doom, and it was a fun movie. It was huge. Everybody was going to see it. Adults liked it, kids liked it. It was a little irreverent. It was kind of fun. It was released under Touchstone banner, which is used to be owned by Disney. And it's kind of thing they would release, so they didn't want quite associated with the Disney brand. So Touchstone. It's famous because currently it's still one of the only pictures that happens to have Warner Brothers and Disney characters in it together. Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse, they actually cooperate in this movie.
What's up, Doc? Jumping without a parachute? Kinda dangerous, ain't it?
You could get killed, huh?
You guys got it.
One of the main characters, though, is named Jessica Rabbit. And Jessica Rabbit's shtick is that she is actually a good person, but she's very sultry, just this bombshell. And that's her tagline is, "I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way."
I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way.
And how can you not love Jessica Rabbit? Roger Rabbit was so popular at the time that they ended up, because of Roger Rabbit, that's what created Toontown. This whole idea of Toontown came from Roger Rabbit. They created this ride here, the Roger Rabbit cartoon spin, and it was the very first ever moving car where you could spin it yourself ride. So you have teacups that you can spin, but that's just like a teacups. And you have Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but you can't spin it. This was the first ever attraction where you could spin your car as it's going through the attraction. Though it was super culturally relevant at the time, it's kind of lost favor with the crowd. People don't really know about Roger Rabbit anymore. They don't really talk about him. It's not really in part of the Disney lexicon anymore. In fact, most children who go ride this ride just think it's about a taxi cab rather than Roger Rabbit. So, Jessica Rabbit, we need to talk about her. In 2001, Disney announced that they're going to be updating and making the character Jessica Rabbit more relevant. That's the word they use, relevant. They said they didn't want her to be a damsel in distress anymore. They wanted her to save herself, which I think is kind of interesting because in the movie, I don't ever think of Jessica Rabbit as a damsel in distress. She gets in weird situations, but always manages to take care of it herself, it seems like. But what this ride happened, the original ride, Jessica Rabbit, the bad guys, by the way, are the weasels. Jessica Rabbit was tied up by weasels and thrown in the trunk of the car.
She's being kidnapped.
That was seen as problematic. They didn't want Jessica Rabbit tied up in the trunk of a car. And then the other part that's problematic is her dress, her red dress. Some people, I guess, were saying it was too problematic. But what's interesting is, of all the things that Disney's gone to update, this is one where there wasn't really any outcry. People weren't clamoring, Jessica Rabbit, get rid of her. Disney just did it on their own volition, which is interesting. Most people, and a lot of people, to be honest with you, it seems like most people kind of like the older version anyways. But that's neither here nor there. Here or there. Whatever. Anyways, so they ended up having to worry about Jessica Rabbit's dress because, this is a tight sequin dress. So what do? They made her a detective, a private investigator, and put her in a trench coat and a fedora. All right, it's still closed, but it's kind of a fun little detail. When they do close the ride down, they close the door, and what do you see in the door? The Roger Rabbit cutout. He's driving in the little taxi cab. All right, so when the ride opens up, this is what we're going to be looking for. First, the most problematic scene was with the weasels threw Jessica in the trunk of a car. They removed Jessica completely from the scene and just put some barrels of dip where Jessica used to be. The second part is Jessica now is in a fedora and a trench coat, but you can kind of still see the remnants of her dress underneath the trench coat. It's like they put the trench coat over to cover up her dress. So, How did Disney remedy this? What's their storytelling method? Well, the storytelling method is the weasels are on a crime spree, and Jessica Rabbit's had enough and enough and enough, and she's throwing her hat in the ring, and she's going to become the private detective that's going to help Roger Rabbit with these weasels, this crime wave. That's how Disney turned her into Private Eye. It even gets more complex with Roger Rabbit because the original creator of Roger Rabbit and all the Roger Rabbit characters, his name is Gary K. Wolf. And when he sold the rights to Roger Rabbit and Disney bought it, there was a clause in there saying if they don't do something in 35 years with those characters, it reverts back to Gary. And he successfully sued and won that at the very end of 2025. So just a few months ago, he now re-owns, he has the rights again to Roger Rabbit and all of his characters. And he did state that he would like to make a Jessica Rabbit live action detective movie. Now this is where the story changes. This is what they did to add this extra. Mickey's Toontown Times. Extra. Jessica Rabbit to become the newest private eye in Mickey's Toontown. There's the fedora, there's her jacket, and citing the recent return of the Toon Patrol's weasels as the main driver behind the recent sharp rise in crime statistics throughout Mickey's Toontown. Jessica Rabbit has determined it's past time for her to throw her fedora into the ring by starting her own private investigation service while taking inspiration from longtime friend and legendary Toon detective Eddie Valiant. Jessica shows that she certainly means business. Jessica's fabled acting career has made her one of the most recognized stars in the Maroon cartoon family of performers. Now she is using her celebrity to speak out. Enough is enough, Jessica was heard exclaiming last week. The good tunes of our neighborhoods are afraid to come out at night, and it's getting worse by the day. Those weasels are up to something big, but I am going to find out what it is and put a stop to it. Watch out, weasels, your reign of terror is over. And right there it says, J Rabbit is ready to make a splash as a Toontown PI. Now that we've seen how Jessica Rabbit's become a detective, let's do a side-by-side comparison to show you how it's different from the original ride. Alright guys, let's go in and see this new Jessica Rabbit. I'm a little sore today. If you watched yesterday's video, saw me run the half marathon. I'm here today. I'm sore. My voice is gone a little bit because was yelling and screaming in the marathon, the half marathon. But this is what's kind of crazy. This is the Ink and Paint Club, right? And you can, see, here comes Jessica right here. But you'll notice she's got a fedora hat on. I'm sure that's what you noticed, the fedora hat.
Stop wasting my time. If you don't know the password, you ain't 10 minutes.
So she's still Jessica Rabbit, but now has a little fedora hat. She used to pass through the window with no fedora hat on her. This is how she used to look. You can see that Jessica Rabbit has no fedora hat. But now that Disney's decided to make her a private detective, she needs that fedora hat. And here she comes again with the fedora hat. Jessica Rabbit. All right, let's go on this way. So she's also still a singer and a detective because this is her changing room. Now this is where the story changes. This is what they did to add this extra. Mickey's Toontown Times. So that's the story. They turned her into a PI. I don't know. I guess it's always good to have improvements, but the whole point of Jessica Rabbit is that she's not bad. She was drawn that way. That's the whole gag, this whole shtick.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
And I don't think anybody was complaining about Jessica Rabbit. And Disney's like, well, we better not do that. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. All right, so right there, that's... Right. Here's the original version, just to compare. You see Jessica Rabbit's out there. Going through the ride. I love this effect. All right, so now the next part here, we're gonna see Jessica Rabbit now. Again, she's covered in a new trench coat.
This ought to put you out of contrition.
And now the one that apprehend him is Jessica Rabbit. You see her right here.
This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me.
Again, just for comparison, here's how it used to look with Jessica Rabbit in her red dress. And you look very carefully, you could see her hem of her dress poking out from her coat.
It was something to forget me by.
Portable hole. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go write it. I'm gonna write it again. What do you guys think? Do you think? Put it in the comments down below. Do you like it better? Do you not care? Or do you think it's worse? My wife Amanda, she doesn't really get upset by a lot of things, but this is one of them. It kind of bothers her because she really likes the Jessica Rabbit character. She thought she was great, and the fact that they changed her now to make her a detective, Amanda's like, well, that's not the point of Jessica Rabbit. If she had always been a detective, a private eye, then yeah, great. But she was this sultry singer, nightclub, you know. So I'm curious what you guys think about it. Do you think the change is good? I think most people don't even know the change happened. All right, guys, I'm gonna write it one more time and kind of talk about it because it's a fun attraction, and it's interesting to me that this is what Disney chose to change. So you go in here, there's Roger Rabbit and the weasels, of course, with the dip. There she is. And now she's no longer in the trunk. She's just standing there helping. I guess she's trying to help Roger Rabbit. This is a really fun pun. This is a bowl in a China shop called Bolina China Shop. Of course, we're gonna go right out here into Spin Alley. And it's all craziness because we are in Toontown. We're gonna go enter into the powerhouse and danger, high voltage. That's a little foreshadowing about what we're gonna see as we enter into the high voltage area. This doesn't really follow the plot of the movie, so I guess that's probably why it's okay to have the Jessica Rabbit change, because this ride doesn't really follow the movie either. So, got that, and it's kind of weird to me that they have him get electrocuted. But they do. Now we're gonna go down here. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what happened. He got electrocuted, then it blew up. Now we're going. I do like this part here, though. Now, if you look backwards, you can see the moon. I love that little moon guy. This is like an MC Escher-esque house. Roger Rabbit standing, being crazy in this cartoon. And now we're in the gag warehouse. Now, this gag warehouse was shown in the movie. And that song was played by Eddie Valiant. That you hear right there. There's the weasel. Now we're going here. Jessica Rabbit was in her red dress right here, and she looked so good. Now they have her like this.
This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me.
And yeah, I don't know. It's Jessica Rabbit. That's the whole point. She's supposed to be kind of like a bombshell and good looking and sexy, and she's not ashamed of it. She's like, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way, and that's who she was. But here we go. And that's the second time you see Roger Rabbit. You see him at the very beginning. You see it says Benny. In the movie, Roger Rabbit, they get in a taxi cab called Benny, and this is his cousin Lenny for the ride. All of them are named Lenny. Now, there are only two places that you can see the Roger Rabbit cartoon spin. Here and at Tokyo Disney. Now, Tokyo Disney is mostly owned, the majority, by what's called the Oriental Land Company. They call them the OLC. And they're the final decision maker of Tokyo Disney. They didn't ever change the Roger Rabbit like Disney did. They also didn't change Tiana's Bayou. And a lot of people are like, excuse me, like, oh, that's because, like, go woke, go broke. They're talking about like that. And they said that Japan doesn't really care. That's not really true. What it is the OLC company has this, they're just business oriented, right? And they do a cost analysis benefit of like, if we change this ride, is it going to increase ticket sales? If not, don't do it. And the consensus is changing Jessica Rabbit into a private investigator is not going to increase ticket sales in any way, shape, or form. So they haven't changed it. So in the Japanese version, you can still see Jessica Rabbit as she originally was, which I can show you now. Amanda loves this. So Amanda absolutely loves this. My wife Amanda really likes Jessica Rabbit a lot. And at Disneyland, what do? They put her in a trench coat and made her like a detective. And that really bothered Amanda's like, that's not who she is. She's Jessica Rabbit. Well, here in Japan, she's still Jessica Rabbit. Still's in the sequin dress and still the way she was in the movie, and not like she is in California. And Amanda likes this version better. What's your opinion on that? What's interesting, I do know this about the one in California. They did change that. There wasn't complaints. Disney was worried they would receive complaints, so they ended up preemptively changing it. But here in Tokyo, they're like, no, that's Jessica Rabbit. We're keeping her. Let's ride it. It's gonna be a while, but let's do it. Of course, a lot of the jokes here are in English. Wada pane window washers. I pick 'em locksmith. If you look on the floor, you can see the tire marks. It ran right through. Please, Jessica. They have license plates. Zippity Doodah, Fantasy, Little Mermaid, Captain Hook, 101 Dalmatian, Aristocat, 3 Little Pigs. That must be Alice in Wonderland. I'm late. Wonderland, Wendy and Peter, Mr. Toad. Loading only, do not block, and it's blocked. We're coming up to the Ink and Paint Club. You'll see the first thing here of Jessica that they do not have in California anymore. There goes Jessica, she's walking by. They have removed that from Disneyland. I really like this because you see like the lights in the window, they kind of make like the eyes. Here comes Jessica again. Here's Jessica Rabbit's dressing room. There's Jessica Rabbit talking, but I don't know what she's talking about. So in Disneyland, there's a poster right there on the wall. On the poster, it says, Jessica Rabbit's been promoted to a detective in Toontown. Then when you ride the ride, you see that she is, she's got a trench coat on and like a yellow hat, and she's now a detective. There's baby Herman, the little baby, but he's not a baby, he's a man that looks like a baby. Alright, so in the movie, Jessica Rabbit's never a detective, not at all. And I don't really think that's a problem because let's be honest, only maybe Gen Xers and a few small handful of millennials have seen the movie Roger Rabbit. When it first came out, it was super popular, but most people haven't seen it, so they wouldn't know that she was never a detective. So really, I don't know if it matters. If you look at the fence here, you can actually see a sneak preview of the ride. If you've seen Roger Rabbit, put in the comments below. All right, we're about ready to board here. Here comes his taxi. Let's get in. All right. That's the thing that Amanda says about Jessica. She's like, because in the movie, she says, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way. And she goes, that's the whole point of Jessica. She's a good person and you don't judge her. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to hear your opinions on it. Here we go. She's being kidnapped. They don't have that in Disneyland. They have her outside the trunk in a detective outfit. Molina China Shop. Wishing apples. Little Snow White action there.
Danger. Warning.
Here we go in the gag warehouse. Oh man. Whoopee cushions. There she is.
痛い目に遭うのはあんたたちみたいよ。
They don't have that in Disneyland. And there you have it. That's the end. Bud, Dan, RD, and Kent. Now in Disneyland it says Lenny, and Benny. As you exit out, it says "Gone fishing, the biggest boss." I love that. What is your opinion? Do you think that Disney was right to get rid of Jessica Rabbit like that and change her around? Amanda is adamantly no on that. I'm curious what your guys' opinions are. Just no right or wrong answers. Just curious. Let's continue on the tour. Does Jessica Rabbit have her own lingerie magazine? Stay tuned to find out. What? Okay, so I found this video clip I did about 6 years ago, and I talked about how Jessica Rabbit has her own lingerie magazine called Jessica's Secret instead of Victoria's Secret. And the magazine was located in Minnie's house. Now, that's since been removed. It's completely gone, but I just think that's another cool thing that Disney used to have, but it's now been removed. Let's take a look at it.
Fun little fact inside Minnie's Mouse's house is they have Jessica's Secret magazine. Instead of Victoria's Secret, it's Jessica's Secret, and she's selling lingerie, and their phone number is 1-800-VA-VA-VOOM.
Yep, that's right. They used to have that little magazine right there on the armchair of Minnie's little, the armrest of her chair right there. Yep, just right there, all for plain to see. It's gone now, but it was such a funny little gag. I don't think anybody even complained about it, but Disney felt like they should get rid of it, and it is now gone. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching these videos. I have a small ask. If you like it or smile or found somewhat entertaining, could you just hit the subscribe button? It's free. You can subscribe to as many channels as you want. What that really does, it just gives me motivation when I see that number get higher. I'm like, oh my gosh, people like these videos, keep doing them. So if you really want to be generous, hit the subscribe button. If you don't mind, you can also hit the like button. It's another way to show your appreciation. Making comments is another way, or sharing the video. It really helps the algorithm so people can pick up the videos. And I think they're worthwhile. I think it's fun, and I like them. I like other people to see them. But I want to just take a quick little moment. If I can find a spot to talk to you. Hang on. All right, I think I found a little spot over here. I'm going to kind of lean against this fence and be able to talk to you guys for just a second. Whew. Oh man, I ran that half marathon yesterday, and boy, howdy, are my legs and glutes sore, retired. So, anyways, I want to talk to you real quickly, and I am talking to just you right now. I want you to know that you matter. You make the world a better place. Did you know that? And you might think, I don't. You do. You make the world a better place, and I appreciate the effort that you put into it. I know that you might feel underappreciated. You might be going through a little depression. You might be in a bad relationship. You might be just struggling with your own self-worth. Don't forget how amazing you are, because you make the world a better place, and I am talking to you. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you in the next video. Hit the like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody. Jessica, Jessica, what have they done? They've made you a private detective. You are chasing the weasels and making sure Toontown is safe. And I just want to tell all of our Patreon members, thank you so much. We couldn't do these videos without your support. You are absolutely amazing, and we appreciate you. And if you want to become a Patreon member, click the link down below. You will not regret it. You get cool behind-the-scenes stuff.